vocal, incompetent cricket was played on the village green. There was a golf course and a tennis club. The soil was sandy enough to please gardeners. London clay didn't reach this far out. Recently, a delicatessen had opened, which some thought subversive in its offerings of European goods, smoked cheeses and knobbly sausages hanging like donkey-cocks in their string webbing. But the village's younger wives were beginning to cook more adventurously, and their husbands mainly approved. Of the 2 available TV channels, BBC was watched more than ITV, while alcohol was generally drunk only at weekends. The chemist would sell verruca plasters and dry shampoo in little puffer bottles, but not contraceptives. The general store sold the narcoleptic local Advertiser and Gazette, but not even the mildest girly mag. For sexual items you had to travel up to London. None of this bothered me for most of my time there. Right, that's my estate agent's duties concluded. There was a real one 10 miles away. And one other thing. Don't ask me about the weather. I don't much remember what the weather had been like during my life. True, I can remember how hot sun gave me greater impetus to sex, how sudden snow delighted, and how cold, damp days set off those early symptoms that eventually led to a double hip replacement. But nothing significant in my life ever happened during, let alone because of, weather. So if you don't mind, meteorology will play no part in my story. Though you are free to deduce, when I am found playing grass-court tennis, that it was neither raining nor snowing at the time. The tennis club. Who would have thought it might begin there? Growing up, I regarded the place as merely an outdoor branch of the Young Conservatives. I owned a racket and had played a bit, just as I could bowl a few useful overs of off-spin and turn out as a goalkeeper of solid yet occasionally reckless temperament. I was competitive at sport without being unduly talented. At the end of my first year at university, I was at home for 3 months, visibly and unrepentantly bored. Those of the same age today will find it hard to imagine the laboriousness of communication back then. Most of my friends were far-flung, and, by some unexpressed but clear parental mandate, use of the telephone was discouraged. A letter, and then a letter in reply. It was all slow-paced and lonely. My mother, perhaps hoping that I would meet a nice blonde Christine or a sparkly black-ringleted Virginia, in either case one of reliable, if not too pronounced conservative tendencies, suggested that I might like to join the tennis club. She would even sub me for it. I laughed silently at the motivation. The one thing I was not going to do with my existence was end up in suburbia with a tennis wife and 2.4 children, and watch them in turn find their mates at the club, and so on, down some echoing effilade of mirrors into an endless privet and laurel future. When I accepted my mother's offer, it was in a spirit of nothing but satire. I went along and was invited to play in. This was a test in which not just my tennis game but my general deportment and social suitability would be quietly examined in a decorous English way. If I failed to display negatives, then positives would be assumed. This was how it worked. My mother had ensured that my whites were laundered and the creases in my shorts both evident and parallel. I reminded myself not to swear, burp, or fart on court. My game was wristy, optimistic, and largely self-taught. I played as they would have expected me to play, leaving out the shit shots I most enjoyed and never hitting straight at an opponent's body. Serve, into the net, volley, second volley, drop shot, lob, while quick to show appreciation of the opponent. Too good! And proper concern for my partner. Mine! I was modest after a good shot, quietly pleased at the winning of a game, head-shakingly rueful at the ultimate loss of a set. I could feign all that stuff, and so was welcomed as a summer member, joining the year-round Hugos and Carolines. The Hugos liked to tell me that I had raised the club's average IQ while lowering its average age. One insisted on calling me Cleverclogs and her professor, in deft allusion to my having completed 1 year at Sussex University. The Carolines were friendly enough, but wary. They knew better where they stood with the Hugos. When I was among this tribe, I felt my natural competitiveness leach away. I tried to play my best shots, but winning didn't engage me.